You know you should have live vision written down. You've heard it from dozen sources. You've probably even tried. But every time you sit down with a blank page, nothing comes out. It's like writing an essay about your own life with no topic and no deadline. Your brain blocks, you find a reason to get up, the day ends, and the page is still blank. If that's you, this video is for you. Today I will show you how I wrote my full live vision across all 11 areas of life in one session. This is what most people spend years thinking they should have and never actually write. I wrote mine in one afternoon. All it took was the conversation with AI agent that asked me the right questions. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to walk out of one afternoon with your version of live vision, saved in your Notion. I will show you how it works, why it works better than trying alone or even with a coach, and how you redo it every year so it stays alive instead of dying in a Notion page. You already know why a live vision matters. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. So let's go straight into why it's so hard to write one. Most people who try to write their live vision alone stop after the first area. There is a specific reason for that. Your brain doesn't know where to start. The questions are too big. How do you want your health to look in 5 years? Sounds simple, but the moment you try to answer it, you go blank. You don't have enough context. You don't have follow-ups. You can't run yourself through your own head. And here is what that's costing you. You hit a milestone, a launch, a paycheck, a new follower count, and you feel almost nothing because it was never tied to a written outcome you actually cared about. So the win doesn't land, and the next quarter you do it again. When I tried it the first time alone, the results were generic and useless. Goals that sounded right but weren't really mine. So I hired a coach for a few months. I was paying over 100 euros an hour and it was better. Someone was actually asking me the questions. That part worked, but there were two problems. First, time. You are paying by the hour, so some areas get rushed and some never get the deep dive they need. Second, sometimes the coach skips a question where I needed someone to ask why 5 more times. The coach helped, it just wasn't perfect, and it was expensive. But then AI got good enough to actually have a real conversation, and it hit me. AI does the exact same job as coach does, and it does it better. Not in general, but for this specific task, guiding you through your own live vision, it's genuinely better. Here is why. 1. No time limit. You can talk for hours. You can stop, sleep on it, come back the next day. The conversation is still there. 2. It's thorough. A coach moves through what feels important in the moment. The agent walks you through every dimension that matters, including the ones you wouldn't think to ask yourself. And when an answer is vague, it digs in until it's specific. 3. It's there when you are. 11 at night, 6 in the morning on a Sunday. Whenever your brain is actually open. 4. It's cheap, a fraction of what a coach costs. But the question is whether this actually works in practice. So let me show you exactly what it looks like. I will walk you through one area, health and fitness, but same pattern applies to the other 10. The agent doesn't start with a question. It starts with a visualization. It tells me to find a comfortable position, lay down if I can, and close my eyes. Then it asks me to imagine a regular day where I feel absolutely perfect in my body. No pain, no fatigue, full of energy. And when I'm ready, I describe what I saw. That's the moment it gets real, because I'm not answering an abstract question. I'm walking through a real day in my head and capturing what it looks like when it's actually working. Then the agent asks 4 follow-up questions, one at a time. What's my relationship with food and diet looks like? How do I look? My physique, my skin, my hair, the way I carry myself. What longevity and health optimization practices are part of my routine? Sleep, supplements, anti-aging, all of that. And what systems and habits I use to track and maintain it. And if any of my answers is vague, the agent digs in, asks me to be more specific until there is actually something on the page I would recognize as mine. These aren't questions I would have asked myself. Skin and hair as part of how I look, longevity practices, tracking systems. Most of those would never have come out if I was sitting alone with a blank page. Then the agent generates a clean present tense section, something like, I'm in a good shape, I sleep 7 to 8 hours, I wake up at 6 with energy, I train 4 times a week, my back doesn't hurt. It shows it to me and asks if I want to change anything or save it. If I have edits, I just describe them and they are applied. If I approve, the agent saves the section straight to Notion. That's it. That's the finished health and fitness vision. A paragraph that actually sounds like me because every word came from my answers. Then you do the same thing for the other 10 areas. The full session in one afternoon or maybe 2 if you want to go deep. Notice what just happened. The AI didn't tell me what my health vision should be. Every answer came from me. The agent just kept asking questions until I had something on the page. That's the fear I hear most about this. I don't want AI deciding what I value. That's not what's happening. The values, the goals, the words are all yours. The AI is just the questionnaire. You are the one being interviewed about your own life. But here is something worth thinking about. Your vision will become outdated, not because it was wrong, but because you changed. What you wanted 2 years ago might not be what you want now. Your priorities shift, your circumstances change. The person who wrote that vision isn't quite the same person reading it. Most people write a life vision once and spend years chasing something they've already outgrown. They don't even notice. There is no mechanism to check. The system solves exactly that. When you come back the following year, the agent already has your previous vision. It shows you the full text from last year for each area and asks you to review it. Then it asks 3 questions, one at a time. First, does this still reflect your current values and what you actually want? Second, what feels outdated or no longer motivating? What should be removed or rewritten? And third, what's missing? Any new outcomes, experiences, or standards to add? If you are stuck on that one, the agent gives you concrete examples for that specific area to spark ideas. If any answers is vague, the agent asks a short clarifying questions before moving on. Same pattern as the first session. Then it reformats your answers into the updated vision, shows it to you, and asks if you want to change anything else or save it. Once you approve it, the section gets saved. Then it moves on to the next area. You are not recreating anything. You are not starting on a blank page. You are walking through what's still you, what's not, and what's new. So the first year, one evening, you have a vision. Every year after that, a couple of hours, and the vision is alive again. It doesn't drift. It doesn't get forgotten. It doesn't sit in a Notion page going stale. The system makes sure you come back to it. That's the version of this that actually changes something, not the writing. The yearly conversation that keeps the vision up to date year after year. And writing the vision is just where this starts. The annual routine is one part of the bigger system. Execution Compass connects this written vision to what you actually do every day. The vision sits at the top. Your daily work connects back to it. If you want to do this for yourself, Execution Compass is in early access. Link is in the description. Give yourself one afternoon. You don't even need to be at the computer. Go for a walk in the park, talk to the agent on your phone, and walk back home with your full live vision across all 11 areas written down. That's the real thing you can do today. And if this video helped, subscribe. I will show you more parts of the system as the series goes. And that's it for now. Happy execution.